Phil Mickelson will miss the Masters for the first time since 1994. How much of a loss is this for the PGA Tour here?
Well, Phil, look, there's like half people can't stand Phil, half the people like him. But that's a good thing for marketing and a good thing for the sport. He's a lightning rod on the sport. And he's really missing it because of what he said about the Saudi Arabian tour and comments that he said were off the record, but officially weren't off the record. I don't think what he said was nearly as bad as what everybody else who just absolutely freaked out about it. But you're going to miss the Masters over it. Like, you don't, again, I know golf, you can play it for longer than other sports, but Phil Mickelson's not getting any younger. He's not Benjamin Button, you know? So I feel like it's kind of an overreach and overreaction. I think it's a big deal for Phil not to be in the Masters. So now you're not going to have Tiger or Phil in the Masters. And there's a great young crop of golfers. Morikawa, I can go down the list. John Rahm, Justin Thomas, Victor Hovland. There's a bunch of them. Dustin Johnson. But we all know you can drive to any continent on this earth and probably the two planets to the right of us outside the moon, which depends on what side of the moon you're on. You can probably find it. They know who Phil Mickelson and Tiger Woods are. And not having those two guys playing the Masters for two totally different reasons, to me, just kind of sucks.
He's being punished for what he said, and he made it easy on the powers that be because of how he said it, right? He could have shared these same sentiments in a much more respectful manner.
Yeah, I agree.
You know
with
what
that.
I mean? Like, and he knows that. He knows that he wish he had used a different, choice of words and said this in a different way. But he could have made a valuable point. I mean, if what he's saying is the PGA Tour is exploiting guys, he could have made that point in a much more respectful manner, and we wouldn't be dealing with this. But it is sad for golf. I mean, we want to see Phil Mickelson out there in as many majors as possible.
I'm gonna see that
running out of time. I mean, this would have been his 30th Masters appearance.
Yeah,
this would have been 30.
This would have been.
You haven't missed one since '94.
Wow.
Last time I looked at my calendar, it was 2022, and I'm not a mathematician, but that's 28 years.
It just tells you if they can stop Phil Mickelson complaining, they'll stop anybody.
Yeah, But I will say, at some point, the PGA Tour does need some sort of CBA deal, because I got buddies that play on the tour that aren't as high profile as these other guys, and they're like, listen, again, we chose to do this with our life. I get it, and you can win a lot of money, but when you're going, it costs at least $3,000 to go play in these tournaments a week, paying the caddy and all this stuff, and if you don't make the cut, you don't get anything. So you have a lot of golfers that are very high priority, that do make a lot of money, that still say, we need some sort of players union or some sort of representation, because the PGA Tour does have a stranglehold over all of them. That's why you saw the beef with Greg Norman and then Phil Mickelson coming in with this Saudi Arabian tour. Anything that pushes back against the PGA, they're the know-all, end-all, be-all of their deal.
They're really NCAA-ish.
They're very NCAA.
And how bad do you want to grow the game of golf? If realistically you want to grow the game of golf, this kind of stuff needs to be fixed. It needs to be cheaper, more accessible. Like, how much do you want to grow the game? Because I guarantee you it gets to a certain point where these kids are in high school and college and they see this stuff, how much it costs. And a lot of kids can't do it, might love golf, might be great at it, but a lot of kids can't pay for the practice to go to these tournaments and all this stuff. If you want more people to play your game, you have to make it more accessible and cheaper, because everything right now, especially in America, it's getting more expensive. Yep. All right, find the way to be the difference and make the game cheaper and more accessible for more people, more kids, because I love golf. Am I that good at it? No. I mean, I'm decent at it, but it's such a fun game to play, and you can learn a lot of life lessons in playing the game of golf. And I just want every kid to almost get the opportunity to play it.
It's tough. I mean, that's why, again, access to sports. Baseball's talked about this, how expensive gloves are, how expensive bats are, and all these other things, trying to grow the game. But no, I think it's a valid point. I think the PGA Tour does need to have some sort of reflection, but Phil not playing in this tournament.
And it's not just the PGA Tour. The PGA of America is doing a good job at this.
Yeah, no, there's some really good, bright spots.
The First Tee program is trying to grow the game.
Well, what Tiger Woods did for the game of golf, you want to talk about jump starting it?
Yeah.
I mean, you turned a Pinto into a transformer, is what you did.
Without a doubt.
Hey, everybody, if you like what you're hearing, go ahead and ring that bell. We're excited to be here. It's Crain and Company live, 2 to 3 Central, daily. Ring that bell. I want to hear it from coast to coast.